Hey everybody, Brian here. In this video I want to show you this car here, 2018. This is BMW M4 as a competition package. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you around some of the stuff I see in the car, and we'll go for a quick drive in the car as well. The car is currently for sale. It's not through the garage, it's actually a good friend of mine that's selling the car. So if it is something that's of interest, let me know in the comment section and I'll put you directly onto him. Just a quick sales pitch. This car's covered 67,000 kilometers. It's super nice condition, super original. So I think anyone that's done their homework on M4s, this has got to be one of the better 2018 examples that are out there. So anyway, let's have a look around some of the stuff I like in the car. The car obviously is based on the 4 Series, but apparently only about 50% of the items on this car actually relate to the normal 4 Series, which means about half of this car is M4 specific. So while it, you know, shares similar looks to something like a 420, it's nothing like that at all. Just sitting in the car when you started, the seats, how it sounds, all those kind of things, there's a real athletic feel when you start it up. We're going to go for a drive. They really are a super awesome car. I haven't sat in a fast car for quite some time, and what you find is the second you sit in a car like this, it really kind of evokes the memories of why people own fast cars. This is super exciting and fun. Let's get a couple of factoids out of the way. This is a 3-litre inline 6. It's got 2 monoscroll turbochargers with a peak boost setting of about 18 psi. And the rev limit on a car like this is sitting at around 7,300 RPM. Technically, let's get this seat right, technically an M4 is about 425 horsepower, but because this is the competition package, it actually gets another 19 horsepower. So it's up to circa kind of 445 horsepower. I'm not going to bore you to death with stuff like reverse camera, cruise control. Who cares? You're looking at this because it's a fast car. Gearbox, reverse, neutral, and then drive and sport. Paddles up through here. Once you're in drive, you can press this button and that's going to change how aggressive you want the gear changes to be. Over here, you got steering, suspension, and driving dynamics, which is going to be things like throttle response and all that kind of stuff. I have to say, I was never a big fan of turbocharged cars, and I definitely never really was a big fan of pops and bangs and all this stuff until I drove a car that was turbocharged with pops and bangs. Again, we can put them into Sport Plus for the maximum level of excitement when you're driving the car. So there is a manual version of this car. This one obviously is the dual clutch transmission, and this is a 7-speed gearbox. That car is about 0.2 seconds faster up to 100 kilometers an hour than the manual version. And then that's a competition version, so that's about 0.2 seconds up to 100 kilometers an hour quicker again. So it's up to 100 kilometers an hour in about 4 seconds. Well, 4 seconds dead actually. This boot spoiler along here, that's carbon fibre. That roof is also carbon. And that engine brace along there, that's carbon as well. These are quite a big heavy car. It's about 1600 kgs. Okay, now one thing is my thoughts anyway, I had an E46 M3 years ago. I just presumed when you get into the turbocharged kind of bigger, heavier stuff that the car probably mightn't be as exciting, but I've seen on track days these M4s easily seem to get around the likes of the E46 M3s, so there's definitely massive development. You just can't underestimate the amount of advances in suspension and literally the extra power that's in a car like this. And I've driven this car and I'm 100% sure this car, even in terms of engine noise, even though the fact that it's turbocharged, is every damn bit as exciting as the normally aspirated ones that went before it. I think when these cars came out, people were whinging about this having electronic power steering the first time they actually had EPS, but from driving the car, I wouldn't be at all critical on something like that. It drives awesome. Another point to note, I just want to clarify one thing, okay? These cars do have piped sound that comes into the cabin. So obviously the exhaust is lovely and the induction noise is really nice. So there's no fake sounds coming into the car. I just want to be clear on one thing here. This car doesn't generate any fake sounds, but what it does do is, because there's so much padding and there's so much noise reduction in modern cabins, what they've had to do is actually get the sound in through the speakers into the cabin, so you get to hear the engine sound, but it is the natural engine sound. They're just trying to compensate or get around the fact that the car is so well insulated compared to the older ones. Okay, we're going to go for a drive. A couple of things. Competition package, black kidney grills, black ventilation through there. The grill, sorry, not the grill, the badge is black. It has these black tipped exhausts. Competition also has lighter. These seats are super nice looking, super awesome. By the way, if you're looking at this car, those bolsters are absolutely perfect, but these seats are lighter than a non-competition package version. And the suspension and the traction control and all those things are tuned slightly differently on a competition version compared to the normal version as well. Anyway, we'll go for a drive. So along here, I've got a heads-up display in through here, normal clocks in through there. Starting the car has this lovely athletic sound and feel when you start the car. Always hard to convey in a video. Oh yeah, another thing actually, these safety belts have this kind of M-coloured embroidering on them. I believe that is only on competition versions. The thing I love about a car like this is if you leave it in all the comfort modes, you could cruise around town all day, doesn't make that much noise, doesn't really stand out. It's cool looking when you know what you're looking at, but it's subtle enough that it won't stand out in everyone's face. But if you want to have fun, like you're saying, the whole thing with a car like this is it's extremely fast, but you can drive it like a normal straightforward car if you want. So it'll cruise around town, it'll cruise everywhere in comfort modes, just like any car, but it's extremely potent when you want. A couple of points of note actually, the way the power is delivered in the car, it's like kind of like an older non-turbo car, so it's delivered between 5,500 and 7,300 RPM. So you actually have to drive high up into the rev range to get the maximum power out of the car. But the torque in the car comes in 1,850 RPM all the way up as far as 5,500 RPM, which means you get a maximum level of power for almost the predominant level of the rev range. But you know, on a back road or on a road in Ireland, it's very hard to, you know, you need to go to track days to really get the maximum use out of a car like this. But I like it because you can have a teeny bit of fun, stay within the speed limits and the regulations and all that kind of stuff, but you know, still have a car that evokes all those really, really exciting emotions. I love cars like these. They're not in your face. Like you know, it's a little bit special looking, but it's not like a hypercar or something like that. It's cool. You can cruise around, but you can have that kind of exciting fun in the car as well. So it's a really good all-rounder. That's why I look at a car like this. If you're looking for one of these, this is a particularly nice example. Everything drives as it should be. So anyway, that's only a brief overview of that M4 Competition. It's a really nice example. If you're looking to buy one of them cars, fair play to you, because that's a real nice one. If you watch the channel and you'd like to see more stuff like that, let me know in the comment section and I'll do my best. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section. I'll do my best to answer. And hopefully you liked it. Hope you liked the video. Thanks for watching.